Today for lunch we had chicken.
What do you suppose my hand was doing from here to here?
You probably brought it down at the same rate, and then you brought it
Think about what we've talked about with these graphs as you collect data.
At Hot Springs County School District, our Digital Educator Leadership Team has truly transformed technology integration in our classrooms. I'm Breeze Daniels, Instructional Facilitator for Technology at Hot Springs County School District, and we're very excited to share what's happening in our classrooms with our digital educators and how they have chosen to integrate technologies in their specific content areas and grade levels. We have a total of 20 digital educators at this time, but it's been a process, an application process in our district where our digital educators have been chosen specifically for the role they want to play in showcasing how technology can be embedded in teaching and learning in a day-to-day environment. Oh, that's a good way to have it. What we're trying to move towards and what we feel that the place we feel we're going is where students are truly using the technology day to day to build skills, to generate products, to solve real world issues, and be involved in using technology in a manner that leads to college and career readiness in a more realistic fashion.
To get all the kids engaged in technology is so easy. They just love it. They are just excited to use it. They have a great attitude about it. They're not afraid of anything. It's just been wonderful. Kindergarten is interacting with digital tools by using iPods in my classroom. We use iPod Touches and iPod Nanos. And also on the iPod Touches, we do handwriting and reading skills and math skills. And with the iPod Nanos, we record our voices for fluency for reading. With student performance in the classroom with the technology tools, I have seen that kids tend to pick up on things faster, such as we're doing letters and sounds. Most of my kids know all their letters and most of their sounds already, and it's just amazing at the engagement, what they're looking at, what they're hearing, and they just seem to be taking it all in, all.
What sound would that be? Logan. And what letter makes that sound? V. All right, let's take a look.
As a teacher that's been at this for a long, long time, I see children that are very engaged in what they're doing.
This is the sound of his very loud voice.
It's another layer of learning for them that I think is so important. It doesn't take away from the things we've done before, it just adds another layer for them that I think just helps them access those skills and assimilate that learning much better.
Word. Yeah. Nice job. Here's the next one.
Every student learns differently, so you have to figure out different ways that will accommodate their needs. And technology is definitely one of those ways. So, and using different types of technology will help as well.
Every day, every semester, they're changing how they're using technology in their classroom, and it's becoming more and more embedded in the learning environment, K-12.
I think we do a really good job of sharing ideas at RWE, and just practice and implement it and then get your kids going.
I personally see it as a different modality when you can't get a student interested by just writing or reading, bring in another modality using technology, and it sparks a fire and they get more excited, and then they strive to do better. And it's just a way to kind of motivate them and pump them up and get them energetic towards learning.
Sometimes the kids get so excited. I mean, I have had to put boundaries on the Hitachi board. For instance, just today, we used a program called Tag Galaxy, and it has a bunch of pictures on it. Kids can choose words to describe the picture, and so they get to go up and tap on the board.
Do you think of a word besides eating? Or what does he look like?
A golden horse?
Good job. He does. He looks golden. Great work.
And also our scores, PAWS scores, were up in the 95th percentile for 3rd and 4th grade. So we feel like we've made a huge accomplishment.
Goes up 7, so let's go up.
Our teachers are very excited about the engagement K-12 of our students in day-to-day lessons. And they truly feel the technology has changed the atmosphere and the environment in the classroom.
This was the textbook that we worked out of the algebra curriculum before. Now I have my algebra curriculum on the flip charts that we looked at earlier, and so we no longer have to hand each student one of these. You're able to just get the packets, and that way you don't have to cart this around with you all the time.
Last year I would average between 10 and 12 students a week with a D and an F. This year I'm averaging about 2. So, you know, the number of kids that are engaged because of the technology that I have in my classroom really seems to be making a difference in the amount of material that they're understanding and retaining and being able to give that back to me in an assessment or on the PAWS assessment hopefully this coming year.
And we have to change. Our kids are different also. And I think you know, we're better meeting the needs of our students with the technology.
So they did have some powers, but overall it wasn't a very effective government.
It's just been fantastic to see the motivation that the students have in learning about the states and math facts through the technology that we've been afforded to have. The kids love playing the game. It asks simple questions about what's the capital of this state, what state is this, and it gives you 3 choices to choose from, and then they got to stack it of all the states that they get as high as they can go to a certain point, and it gives them points, and they really love that game. They got Pop Geo, which is another application on the iPod Touches where they basically find the state or drag it and drop it down where it's supposed to go. From what I've seen is a huge increase in their knowledge in the states, especially with the capitals, and that was a very weak point coming into the beginning of the 5th grade year.
I actually use the Promethean active expression devices, and it's a clicker that the kids can actually send their results into the board. The results will pop up on the board, and they're actually anonymous, so I can see if an overall percentage of the class is getting it or not.
And you're seeing the teachers truly step back in that 21st century classroom model that we're striving for. Those teachers are stepping back and allowing the students to really take on a leadership role in their classrooms.
This is the boat he sailed on.
Verbs, prepositions, and last but not least,
we want our students to take charge of their learning, and I think that you'll see that in many of the classrooms.
Team, which one should I do?
500 for adverbs. Tear it up. Do it.
No, do 500 verbs. Do it. 500 verbs.
Do it.
Okay, we have swum in the Bighorn River. What's the verb?
Swum.
Sure?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Good job. Prepositions for 100?
Yeah.
The squirrel ran over the box.
I told you.
Sure? All right. There you go. Nice job, Jay.
Good job, Jay.
You guys are remembering to add the .8 again this time? Discard store.
As part of the Digital Educator grant, we were able to get some Veneer Lab Quests. They are science tools that allow students to collect data quickly. What makes it nice is with the Lab Quests, the kids can collect the data and we can jump right into the analyzing portion of that. boy, that sure saved us a lot of time, and I think it's more applicable and relevant to what the students are going to do down the road.
One of the major positives that I see with the implementation of technology in the math and science department is that connection between the two disciplines just becomes real and live, and no longer is it this is the math and this is the science, but now it's the math supports the science and the science supports the math.
In geography, we use Google Earth every day.
So we see Germany, right?
Well, it's kind of looking.
Okay, so it's in the North Sea.
And you can actually get the response instantly with clickers, so you know right away if they're understanding the content knowledge or not.
I can click a button, see how well the students did overall, and if I need to go back and reteach, I can do that immediately within the course of that quiz using the assessment as a learning tool.
Here are justice and the rule of law.
The biggest thing I would say to teachers who need to incorporate this technology is this is your way to connect with students today, this 21st century learner.
One thing I've started using is using their cell phones where they have a question and they'll text the answer in. So the cell phones give me a way to have the students give me full sentences, their actual thinking. So we'll have a daily journal or daily prompt question, and at the end it'll say, in 20 words or less, text your answer to this place. And there's a website called Poll Everywhere where we can set up an account that they can submit their answers there, and everybody in the class can see it up on the projector.
Orbits of electrons and number of electrons in each shell. Edward made a theory that said
it's given them a chance to see that it can be used for something other than just texting their friend about their plans for the weekend, that it can be used for learning.
We look at the 21st century skills and the skills that the students have, and this is the direction that the country is going, this is the direction that the world is going. And if we're trying to prepare them for that, then we need to do everything we can to prepare them for that. Technology is the key.
Since the Technology Facilitator Program and the DELT program came online, teachers are teaching themselves. That's working quite well because they do it in collaboration time, and now they're seeing how to use it in their classroom and getting so excited about it, we can't get enough technology to them fast enough. So actually it's taken probably a lot of load off me. It doesn't sound like it, but it has, because now I don't have to worry so much about the training issue. So embrace it, you other tech coordinators.
What we really want to emphasize is that with the iPods and with the iPads and the interactive whiteboards and the Texas Instrument calculators, the LabQuest ProBoard, all of those things are in our classrooms all day long, every single day. And our teachers are really managing that, and our students have an expectation that they'll use these tools for real learning.